Hi, I'm Josh with Best Tax Pro, and I'm with Michael Sullivan, my partner and former IRS revenue officer. Michael, I've been getting some calls from people recently who've gotten a letter from the IRS that says they're being audited, and they get this negligence and disregard for the law penalty, 20% add-on and the interest, and they find it confusing. How can we help them?
Well, I think first of all, let's talk about you getting audited first before, we go into all the penalties. When you get a nasty gram from IRS, the first thing you get is that real pit in your stomach, like, oh my God. So first of all, I should tell you, if you have all the records, just go in yourself. You don't need us. Someone else is going to try to sell you that you need representation. You don't. If you have all the stuff and you're really confident of your records, as a former IRS agent, go in yourself. But to the people who have the pit in their stomach, they know have unreported income or jacked up their expenses, or they have some skeletons, that's when you need to get like Josh involved and me. And I'll tell you the reason. As a former IRS agent, when you have an audit, you get an initial cover sheet. In that cover sheet, IRS, that's the initial stuff IRS is looking at. They kind of have a flashlight and start crawling around. And if they can, they're going to expand the audit for 3 years. That's where the real problem comes in.
Yeah, and then when they add another year, you have to produce the same amount of documents, and that 2-week time period that they give you to produce the documents shrinks and shrivels, and then you're at that date, you don't have your documents. So it's really important to have an advocate on your side that's a representative who's licensed to practice before the IRS in audits, collections, and appeals. And that person can help slow things down with the IRS. Put them in between you and the IRS, and then you don't have to talk to the IRS anymore.
I think one of the things that's important is you don't need to have all your records and receipts. You need to have a good base for them. But as former IRS agents and with Josh's skill, we know how to reconstruct expenses. Nobody that I've ever met who's called me had all their expenses or their income, or they wouldn't be calling me. So we know all the defenses that are used, and if you're missing $10, $20, $30,000 worth of expenses, there are ways to reconstruct those. Just so you know, we know things that most people don't because we're former agents, and that's where Josh comes in because he knows the reconstructive. A matter of fact, if you don't have any records, but you just have income, Josh is a way, don't you, go ahead and tell him about that.
Yeah, there are actually 9 IRS approved methods. We use the one most preferential to your industry, and then we reconstruct your expenses. So you might find that expensive, but you're saving yourself tens of thousands of dollars of tax that you would owe the IRS. The idea is we use a national standard
approved by IRS
to take this to the next level and to relieve the stress from your shoulders and to put it on our own.
And if you're going to owe the tax, we have the ability to solve the problem. We look at that case, we take a financial statement, and we provide an easy exit strategy for you to deal if you have IRS debt. And one other thing, just because the auditor may bully you, you have actually 2 other options. You can appeal that IRS audit and say, hey, we don't like what you did. No one bullies us. Nobody does that because we bully back. We know where to bully back. And if we don't like the appeals, we go actually to tax court. Josh is approved in tax court to take those cases there. So usually you get a better deal in appeals, or many times going to tax court.
Yeah, and I closed 7 U.S. tax court cases in the last 12 months. The idea is you want to keep things at the lowest administrative level, but if you have to go to appeals after the audit is closed, you want to go there because they're looking at it with fresh eyes, and they're also looking at it in terms of, did the auditor do their job?
And they want to settle their case because they don't want to keep pushing the case up.
They're called appellate officers now, but they used to be called, when Michael worked there, settlement officers, and that's exactly their job.
Now, can you tell them where you can be contacted?
If you want to schedule a free 30-minute consultation with Mike and I, just click on the link below or give us a call at 763-477-4205.
And you call it boots on the ground. I call it what?
sneakers on the ground. But we're the guys who are doing the work, and we're the ones you're going to be talking to, not some smooth talking salesman who wants to see how much money he can get out of your wallet.
Yeah, we sneeze and blow our nose and do all that, but we will make you feel comfortable. We're honest and we're trustworthy. I wouldn't have been on the national news 10 times unless I was. So thank you very much for listening today.
Hope this has been helpful.